Hi guys and welcome to Drive Spark. I'm Promeet and the car that you see over here is the mighty Fortuner Legender. Now this is not your ordinary Fortuner Legender, but this is the Fortuner Legender Neo Drive. Now what this SUV gets is a mild hybrid system, and the company has done a few changes on the inside as well as on the outside. So I'll tell you everything you need to know about this SUV. So let's quickly start this video. Let's start talking about the front end. Front end remains unchanged. You get this similar looking DRL setup with the high and the low beam. You get your fog light. Again, it's a full LED cluster. Now, the thing that you get new is you can see there is a front parking camera. Now, this is a part of the 360-degree camera that this car gets. That means it gets cameras all around on the ORVM, on the front and the back. And the image quality is okay. It's not that good, but you have a 360-degree camera. Rest remains the same. You do not get chrome whatsoever on the front. You get piano black finishing, as you can see over here, and around the grille as well. Now, if you move to the side over here, you will notice that you get your regular body cladding that you have. That's finished in matte black. You also get a stepper. Plus, you get this dual tone 18-inch wheel that has a tire profile of 265 mm, which is a pretty wide tire. Apart from that, you get a request sensor over here. You get chrome door handles. Now, the only part where you get chrome is on the side where you get the door handles and this window trim that's running all along. The ORVM, as you can see over here, as I mentioned, that there is a camera right over here. So there you can see there's a camera. You have a puddle light, integrated indicators and body colored ORVM. Now, since this is the Legender, the roof is finished in black. So it's a dual tone finish. Looks good. You have roof rails. I'm assuming these are functional roof rails where you can mount something and you want to place some extra luggage, you can do that. Coming to the back over here, you get your typical, I mean, there are no changes done to the side whatsoever. Now, if you come to the back over here, you can see you get these wrapped around tail lights. Again, nothing has been changed. Everything kind of remains the same. You get the Fortuner badging over here, again finished in black. You get a wiper along with the washer. Now, this is the spoiler highest top mount light, and you can see you also get a shark fin antenna right over there. Now, the lower part of the bumper is also finished in the gloss black finishing like you get in the front. And this is the camera, and you have sensors all around. Legender badging over here. This is the Sigma 4 variant, but you have the Neo Drive variant. This is the 4x4 variant. And let's talk about the boot space. So again, you get electronic boot and the boot opens automatically. It's a little slow process where the boot opens, but once the boot is open, this is a 7-seater. Well, the space over here is slightly less because you have the battery pack for the mild hybrid system, which is placed right over here. So the seats, you can just unhook them and put them back on the place. So it becomes a 5-seater with some extra luggage. And if you see over here, these are the mats, and you do not get anything that you can keep on the inside over here because apparently the battery pack for the mild hybrid system is right over there. Now the DC to DC charger is somewhere between the first and the second row, and the motor that's there, that's obviously in the front in the engine. So now let's go on to the inside and I'll tell you more about that and what has changed. And since this is an electronic boot, you just press it once and the boot closes. One of the coolest features that I like. So now let us move on to the second row. Now, as you can see over here, since you have a stepper right over here, you can hold this and climb since it has a high ground clearance. This is how you'll be seated. Now, again, you have 3 adjustable headrests right over here. You get this dual tone leather upholstery right over here. If you see, you get a hook to hang some things. You get seat back pockets, storage space, I mean, there are 2 Type-C charging sockets right over here. Then you have the same treatment over here as well. I wish there were cup holders. Yes, there are cup holders. There you go, hidden cup holders. So neatly integrated, you cannot actually notice that there are cup holders over here. You just have to press a button and the cup holders will come out. So you have a 2-zone climate control. These are the AC vents for the second row, and you have AC vents over here also for the third row as well. So you basically have your dual zone climate control, and this is to control the fan speed for the second and the third row. Now let's go to the front row and I will tell you more about that. Before that, these seats can be moved forward and they can also recline as well according to your need, a little bit, not more. And over here is where you have the DC to DC charger for the 48-volt mild hybrid system. So let's go at the front. So let's step inside the cabin, and that is how you step inside using the stepper. over here also things kind of remain the same. You have this kind of leather upholstery on the front seat as well. Front seat is also electronically adjustable for both driver and the passenger. But one thing that you miss out on this is ventilated seats. Now I think because of less of space for the underneath for the DC to DC charger, the floor had to be raised up a little bit, so that took some space. So I think that is one of the main reasons they removed the ventilated seats, the buttons that were right over here. Apart from that, now you get a button over here that says automatic start stop, and this is for traction control, that is for your diff lock. But this is the new button, the automatic start stop, which works in sync with obviously the mild hybrid system. And apart from here, you can see you get dual zone climate control. There's dual written over here, so if you want to decrease or increase this side, you can do that. This for your fan speed. Your buttons over here, you get multi-terrain modes right over here. Your regular modes that you have, your eco, normal and sport, and obviously you get your USB type A. You also get a wireless charging socket right over here, and some storage space obviously to keep some things. Storage space over here, storage space over here, soft touch materials all over. You can see you get a JBL sound system that is right over there. So you basically have 2 speakers over here on the dash, 2 tweeters on either side, and 4 speakers on the door. So it's a pretty decent system, and this is your regular touchscreen. It does not have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You have to either have a wired system, or you can buy a connector and just plug it in, and then you can use the Android Auto and Apple CarPlay features, that too wirelessly. You have an auto dimming ORVM. Sunroof is still missing. The passenger side gets a vanity mirror with a light. The driver side also gets a vanity mirror with a light. Steering wheel can be adjusted for tilt and telescopic both. So these are there. Your paddle shifters over here. Your switchgear quality is the same. Your cruise control button is right over here. Everything remains the same. Now, since this is the 4x4, you get the shifter right over here. This is the on-the-go shift. So you have 4 high. You have 2 high, 4 high, and 4 low. So you have to engage the 4 low, you have to push it and then shift it like this. So yeah, all these things are there. This is a proper 4x4 off-roader. But one thing I think Toyota needs to do is change this clock right over here. Now this is from the first generation of the Fortuner. Looks kind of basic. I find it pretty decent, but they can at least give like a proper digital clock, or maybe place it somewhere else. But this has been there. Still, it's 2025 and this is still going on. Overall, guys, the car remains the same, it drives the same, the power remains the same. Now what this mild hybrid system does is that it actually gives you maybe 40 to 45 kilometers of extra range because of the start stop system. You can obviously switch it off, and if I switch on the 360-degree camera, this is what happens. So this is the 360-degree camera. Image quality is not that great, but it does its job. You can press a button, you can change the angles, and if you see, you have the button right over here, and you have a lot of angles that you can change it. Now this is, I think, the underbody, and yeah, you're back to the screen. So overall, guys, cabin is nice, the feel is the same, but you now have a mild hybrid system with this. And if you talk about mileage wise, 10 to 11, maybe 12 maximum you can get in the city. So now let's quickly drive this car and I'll tell you everything you need to know about this car. Well, obviously mechanically it still remains unchanged, but it has got this mild hybrid system, so it gets a little boost of a power when you need it on instant, like immediately from standstill. If you need that boost, this car will definitely give that. So now we're driving the all-new Fortuner Neo Drive, and first things first, let me tell you the engine specification of this. So this is powered by the same engine. That's a 2.8 liter turbo petrol engine that pumps out 201 bhp of power and 500 Nm of peak torque, and comes mated to this 6-speed automatic torque converter gearbox. Well, you have a manual option as well, but let me tell you one thing, the automatic gearbox is absolutely a gem. I mean, it almost has no lag into it. Plus, as I mentioned, there are modes over here. So right now we are in normal, this is eco. I'll just shift to sport. So sport mode, basically the throttle response increases, and the mild hybrid system that I was explaining, the 48 volt mild hybrid system, so that thing gives a little bit of a initial boost for pickup. So right now we are doing like 40 kilometers an hour. If I just hit the throttle once, you'll see like this thing just pulls, and there is engine noise inside the cabin post almost 2,500-3,000 RPM, but it's not that irritating. It's it's like a good kind of a noise, I would say. Overall, the mild hybrid system is good, and as you can see over here, it is shifting. It's just sport mode and feather touch to the throttle. I'm not even like pushing it. If I push it hard right now, I think we are we're in fourth gear, because it kind of holds the revs to a higher RPM in the sport modes, and at whatever speed you are, you just floor it and you see what happens. So flooring it, like, there is immediate torque, and steering response is great. There is body roll. I would not say there is no body roll, but this car, you feel like you can control it. It's not like, okay, I'll just shift to normal mode so it can stop making a little less noise, because the gearbox and the engine becomes a little noisy if it holds on to the gears. So automatic start stop is the thing that they have added, and that thing, I think it's a good thing. Many people say it's not. It is basically, I mean, it ruins the battery, it heats up the starter motor, but I think, yeah, it saves on a little bit of fuel. But the person who's actually buying this, I don't think at this price point, at almost 46 lakh rupees, slightly little cheaper because of the GST 2.0 rule, but I don't think if anyone is spending over 50 lakh rupees on a car, he would really see the fuel efficiency of it. I mean, there are people who do, but not with a car like this, like a 4x4, almost more than a 2-ton SUV. I don't think you'll see fuel economy, but if you ask me, within the city, 10 to 11, on the highway, maybe maximum if you're on cruise control, then say about 13 to 14 if you can really pull out by like not going the triple digit speed. I think 15 to 16 is what you can pull out maximum. But as far as fuel efficiency within the city goes, I don't think there has been a drastic change, but yeah, the start stop will definitely help it. So overall, everything remains the same. As I said, engine remains the same, suspension remains the same, the drivability remains the same, steering response also remains the same. What changes is that the mild hybrid system increases the fuel economy a little bit. So overall, guys, it's a good car. I mean, Fortuner, you know, I mean, in India, it's the car, the SUV is what you can call it, and people with a lot of power and status, they have this car and they like to go around in this car. So yeah, that's what it is. So overall, it remains the same as I mentioned. Nothing drastic change has been done to this vehicle except the Neo Drive badge that you see on the back and the mild hybrid system. So overall, guys, what do you think of the mild hybrid system of the Fortuner? Let us know in the comment section, and I'll see you in another video. Until then, if you like this video, do share and subscribe to our channels, and do drop a like if you like the video, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, please drive safe.